football recap video in this one. Should be a good time as usual. So week 3 of the NFL season has just wrapped up. A lot of crazy games this week. We got some more big injuries to talk about as well. And I feel like each week this year, I feel like this always happens, but each week just seems to get crazier and crazier. Just how the script has been written up, I suppose. But yeah, some big injuries, some crazy games. You know, you got the Dolphins game, then you got the Chiefs game with Travis Kelce putting this new up-and-coming singer on the map. You know, has her out as his date. Taylor, I think is her name. So really nice of him to do that for her, help boost up her career. But we're gonna start out by taking a look at our matchup from last week. If I could just figure this out, please. I always mess this up. Okay. So we took a big fat loss in this one. We lost 141 to 96. Never close. Never really even threatened to have a chance in this one, unfortunately. Danny Dimes with 3.98 points. Really big game. Gosh, yeah, rough. You know, one of my few bright spots here was our waiver wire pickup from last week, Jerome Ford. And he ended up with 18.1 points. So pretty solid and pretty happy about that. Not a ton of carries, unfortunately, but you know, still got the tutty, got a couple catches, so can't be mad about 18 points off a waiver wire pickup. Breece Hall got us a whopping 2.2, really good game from him. Stephon Diggs with 15.1. CD Lamb with 8.2. Not a pretty game there for my Dallas Cowboys. That was a tough one to watch. DK with 14.2, which was pretty nice because he was questionable heading into the game. I don't see anything about the injury there, so hopefully he's all good heading into next week's matchup. Evan Ingram, he played solid, 11.95. I would take that every day, or every week, rather. Scary Terry was 7.1. They got absolutely murdered, so to get 7 out of that game, I'll take it. DeAndre Swift, man, this dude has been a beast the past couple weeks here, man. 14.3 points, 130 yards, which is insane. So, I mean, the past 2 weeks, you look at that volume is crazy. 28 carries, 175 last week, and then just this past week, 16 for $130, no touchdowns, but still, you know, honestly kind of surprised that he's only getting 16 carries in this one, just because of how much the Eagles dominated that game. I kind of expected more carries for him, but you know, 16 for $130, we'll take that. And then our Cowboys defense got 1 point, so yeah, not the best. Stafford here on the bench, 11.46. Dalvin Cook with 4.4. Rashad Penny with 0. And then this man, the backup running back for the Miami Dolphins, had 18 carries for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. of how good they played last week. I'll take it. That was insane. So very quickly, we'll take a look at some of the scores from this past week. So it started out on Thursday with a 49ers win 30-12 over the Giants. And once again, the 49ers just looked dominant. Christian McCaffrey looks like the best running back in the NFL. Dude is a monster, and the Giants just look weird. They do not look great. So, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but they didn't have Saquon for this game, but still, I'm not sure how much that would have changed things in that one. Next up, we got my Dallas Cowboys at the Arizona Cardinals. We took a 16-28 loss, and yeah, just a weird game, man. We just did not look good. Defense didn't look great. Trayvon Diggs went down with an ACL tear before this game, so I believe it was in practice on either the Thursday or Friday before the game. So that's a big one for our defense, man. He was playing some really, really good defense this year, and just a bummer to see it, because yeah, he was really playing well. I was really excited, but I still think we have some good playmakers on defense that will be able to pick up some of the slack, but still, big loss there to lose Diggs, and then, Dak just didn't play that great, man. I mean, honestly, he looked, look, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm a realistic Cowboys fan, and, I can't say I'm, surprised. It happens all the time where the Cowboys get hyped up and then they just, they lose to a bad team, I mean, and to me, I was really high on Dak, early on in his career, but I would just describe him as consistently inconsistent, is, pretty much what I would say about him. Some games he'll play great, and then other games it's like, who is this guy? How did he find his way into this uniform? I don't know who this man is. But it's crazy, because you look at the career, 169 touchdowns to 66 picks. And it's really a roll of the dice every game. You never know what you're going to get, so we'll see how they play next week, but really not ideal to see that loss there. I mean, no Kyler Murray. Come on, boys. Next up, we got the Browns with a big win over the Titans. Very strong game from Deshaun Watson here, and Amari Cooper. He had some really nice catches in this game. 27-3, they absolutely destroy the Titans. And honestly, I'm a bit confused by the Titans. They haven't really been using Derrick Henry that much, which has got to be a big reason why they're starting out 1-2. But yeah, definitely need to be feeding that man as much as possible. Next up, the Lions with a 20-6 win over the Falcons. Lions look good, man. They look like a sneaky good team. Jahmyr Gibbs is Actually, no, not probably. Definitely the worst defensive performance I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure Russ is getting a lot of hate for this. They did only score 20 points, but my goodness, bro. 70 points. That's embarrassing. That's more than embarrassing. That's pathetic. If I were a Broncos fan, oh my gosh, I'd be really, I would be distraught right now. But, yeah, man, they ran and threw all over the Broncos all game. It was wild. I've never seen anything like it, and the Dolphins look scary. They look like a team that could really do some damage, especially in the playoffs, so gotta watch out for them, for sure. They're just so explosive. It's crazy. Next up, we got the Chargers picking up their first win at the Vikings, and 405 yards, 3 touchdowns by Justin Herbert. He's played great this year. Honestly, Kirk Cousins has put up really, really good numbers this year. It's pretty wild to see that they haven't won a game yet, but man, tough start. I hate to see it too because I really loved Kirk Cousins in the Hard Knocks series on HBO. He just seems like such a good dude, and he's putting up great numbers, but the turnovers are just killing them right now. So the Chargers pick up a win, but they also lose Mike Williams for the year, which is huge. Unfortunately, tore his ACL in this game, which really blows. He's obviously dealt with a lot of injuries throughout his career, so you never want to see that. But yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen is probably going to get all kinds of touches going forward there. Next up, we got the Patriots at the Jets. The Jets taking back-to-back losses. This one at home. Last week they lost to the Cowboys on the road. The Patriots win 15-10. Ezekiel Elliott actually with 16 carries for 80 yards. Let's go. Go Zeke. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, like two teams that are just not good. Not good. Not fun to watch. I didn't watch this game. I couldn't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm sorry, but it's hard for me to watch the Patriots offense, and then Zach Wilson has just been, it's been rough. It's been rough. But Patriots pick up their first dub of the year there. Next up, we got the Bills with a huge win over the Commanders. 37-3. And I didn't watch this one either. I figured it was going to be a blowout, and it was. And it was never close. There's no point. But big win there for the Bills to pick up their second win. Next up, we got the Texans at the Jaguars, and they pick up a shocking 37-17 win. And man, CJ Stroud has looked good. He's looked really good this year. I think the Texans, I don't think they're there yet, but I think they have some really good pieces. That's gonna set them up to finally bounce back and actually rebuild their way out of the hole that Deshaun Watson dug. But yeah, big win there for the Texans. Good to see them playing well. And Jaguars, I just don't know, man. They've another surprising game with the Colts beating the Ravens. Ravens were at home as well. So 22-19, they get the win in overtime with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. So obviously, what's the new quarterback's name for the Colts? Whoops. What's his name? Anthony, that's right. Anthony Richardson, so he was out this game. I think he has a concussion. But, you know, it's good to have a solid backup quarterback, so he was able to get the win over the Ravens. Unfortunately, I didn't watch that one either, but looks like it was a good one. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Seahawks. Seahawks with a 37-27 win. Andy Dalton, man. Andy Dalton with 361 and 2 duds, bro. Adam Thielen with a vintage Vikings performance there. 11 catches, 145 and a tutty. Attaboy. But huge second half here for the Seahawks. Lets them pull away. Man, Seahawks, I think they dropped their first game. But Seahawks are going to be a tough team to deal with. Especially when they're at home. Next up, we got the Bears at the Chiefs, and Chiefs with a 41-10 win. Of course, they gotta throw Taylor Swift in the title there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but Taylor Swift was at the game. Believe it or not, that's literally all I have seen anywhere since this game. Like, it's like turning my brain into mush. I could go without it, is all I'm saying. But yeah, 41-10, Bears look like, you know, quite possibly the worst team in the NFL. I just don't get it. I really don't. They look awful. I don't know if this is a hot take, but, and I don't know if it, like, how much is coaching and how much is, like, I don't even know, but to me, Justin Fields, he might be the worst quarterback in the NFL. I'm just being honest. Like, sure, he'll get you fantasy points, thanks to the rushing, but, like, that has not at all translated to good football. Yeah, I mean, he'll get like 1,100 yards last season. That's pretty insane. But then you look at the numbers, like 17 touchdowns, 11 picks, 16 fumbles. That's a lot of fumbles. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen like a lot of clips of, you know, the reads he's making and just like missing wide open guys left and right. You know, obviously I'm sitting, you know, on my couch watching the game. I'm not like out there and stuff, but it hasn't looked good. So I hope he turns it around. Because I mean, he's got the skill set to do it. He does for sure. So that's why I wonder if it's like a coaching thing that's like really impacting him. But I don't know. The way things are right now, I stand by my comment that he is the worst starting quarterback. Actually, I should say that, worst starting quarterback in the NFL. So, yeah, is what it is. Next up, we got the Steelers at the Raiders, and this actually ended up being a pretty good game. It looked pretty bad for a while. Raiders made it a little interesting in the end. But, yeah, Steelers' defensive line was just murdering the front five. that 3 points makes it appear. Rams didn't really do a whole lot offensively, neither did the Bengals until pretty late in the game. Rams got their first touchdown with under 2 minutes left in the game, but it was pretty much over and they would have had to get an onside kick. And the Bengals have looked pretty rough this year to start out, but this game, man, their defensive line was killing Matthew Stafford, just destroying that guy. Like, it looked like Stafford was back on the Lions in 2009. Like, that's how bad it was. It was awful. But yeah, they do take the loss there. They should be getting Cooper Kupp back soon, but you know, still a lot of question marks on this Bengals team, man. Like, they have just not looked as good as they had in the past. So, you know, hopefully they are able to figure that out. You know, I like watching this team play. You know, they're usually exciting to watch, but they've been just a bit off to start the year. I'm sure they'll be fine, you know, get a few games under their belt and get that chemistry back and everything. But yeah, so there are all the games from last week. Got some good ones coming up. Lions and Packers, that'll be a fun one. Patriots, Cowboys, Falcons, Jaguars, Dolphins, Bills. I'll be watching that for sure. I'm surprised that's the 12 o'clock game. Broncos, Bears, yikes. Yikes. Wow, make that like an 8 o'clock game so nobody has to see it. Ravens, Browns, that'll be another good one. Bengals, Titans. Okay. Rams, Colts, that'll be good too. Bucks and Saints, Kamara's first game back. Oh, that's gonna be beat down right there. Eagles are getting that for sure. Vikings might be snagging their first dub there. Steelers, Texans, okay. Raiders, Chargers, Cardinals, Niners, yikes. Chiefs and Jets. That's the primetime game, really. Well, yikes. Another Giants primetime game. Come on, man. What are we doing? Alright, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. Let me know down below how y'all's fantasy teams did this past week. How you're doing. We are sitting at 2-1 right now. But we'll get another update next week. Hopefully we can snag another dub. We're playing against Getchy this week, Danny Dimes era. So hopefully, looks like he's got a pretty solid team. Oh no, he's got Puka. That's not good. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're gonna wrap it up here, and we'll catch up on how we did in next episode. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that'll do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was relaxing. And if you did like it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.